Guys, look what came. The Super Tucano Hobbyking. Hope you're as excited as I am about this one. Sorry about the glare on there. Boxes always kind of get me, but 63-inch wingspan, 1600 mil. Length is 64 inches. It's a good sized bird. This is a 6S airplane. It says 4 to 6300, 40 to 60C. Has a 13 by 8 5-blade scale propeller, which is just cool. So I'm pretty stoked about this. This is a box it comes in. You can tell by the size the airplane is probably going to be not in one piece. So show you guys what's on the box. Back is nothing. So I have not opened this up yet. I always kind of do that together with you guys, and just to show you everything is real. So let me cut this tape here on the back and we'll see what you get and how it's packaged. I can't wait to see how they fit it in here. And of course, stay tuned for, you know, after the unboxing, I'm going to show you guys how to build it. So hopefully I try to do a good enough job so that if you don't have a manual, you could go by what I say, what I show you. So give me a subscribe for that. Sorry this is taking so long. Suspense. Great success. Suspense. Okay. Ooh, that cockpit looks sick. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Quick start guide right on the top. CG throws some more specs. Oh yeah. This thing's beautiful. I dig the paint scheme, it's really cool. There we go. Linkage is already installed, and this, I must point out, is beefy linkage, guys. This is massive linkage. I'll show you in a bit, but it just seems bigger than normal to me. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Rudder. Linkage already installed. Beefy linkage, I might add. Alright, and I adjusted the light, so hopefully it'll show up a little better for you. Excuse me. So there's a box of goodies here, which is glued in. What do we got? Okay, these come out. Okay. Bunch of foam stuff. Where to start? Where to start? Let's see whatever moves easiest. Looks like the back part of the fuselage. Let's get that out of the way. Look at that. So there's a little pin deal down here where the bottom of the rudder will key into when we put that on to make sure that. Here's a cool looking light. There's some wires in there. Oh, I see. These corner blocks are holding the wings in place. Okay. This is holding the fuse in place. Okay. Oh, buddy. That is sweet. I love the shark mouth on it. I'll give you a little better view once we get the plastic off. I'm just too excited right now. Let's see if we can get these wings out. There we go. There's a wing panel. Gears installed. All the linkages are installed. Love it. Love it, love it. Oh yeah. First one I've seen in person. Looks even better than what it does in the videos. You can see you've got a light up here. Lights out here. Big flaps. This thing's got to land like a pussycat. Big tires. It's going to fly off grass. Massive. I mean, look at the size of the linkages. It's burly. Good, good. I like that. Okay. Getting down to the nitty gritty now. Just what's left in these corners here. Here's a piece of something. Looks like some tape for something. Some of the fins and pieces that will glue on. Looks like you have to assemble the propeller. Here's all the blades. There's a little spar. Pieces that go on the bottom of the fuse. Looks like that's all that goes in there. Here's the spinner. Nice. And I think that's all I see. So let me clean up my mess and we'll come back and we'll show you what this bad boy looks like. Alright guys, so here's everything out of the box. Just going to kind of give you a quick overview. So here's the elevator. You guys saw the rudder. I took that out already. So the elevator looks really good. Everything is hinged with actual hinges. It's foam in between, so there's no gaps, but there's actually like pin hinges in there, which are sweet. Then, like I said, that big heavy-duty linkages, which I think is just cool. Propeller blades, they're really cool shape. Kind of like the real one, which is really cool because they're flat at the base and then pitched at the top. This big old 5-blade spinner. There's a screw in there to hold the top on. Don't lose that, but you can see they're going to bolt on in there. All that hardware was there. The wings. So it looks like there's a light on each one on the leading edge. And then the tip. The big gear, the linkages, big linkages. You got real hinges again, not just foam hinges on this bad boy. Real hinges, which is really cool. Showed you guys the tail here, and then didn't get to see this quite as good, but my goodness, look at that. So to open the cockpit, you got to move this as your latch, right? So then you got to push it pretty good because it sticks that canopy down. There it goes. And that just lifts off. You can see how that attaches. It's got this little hook there. But I mean, look at the cockpit detail. I can't hold it anywhere to get rid of the reflection too much better, but pretty sick. The HUD. Anyway, so there's that. And the inside of the fuselage. Got the board back there. Big spot for a battery in the middle. The ESC and stuff is up inside there. Massive hatch. So that's it. So let's get on to the build. I'll show you guys how to build this bad boy. I cannot wait to fly this. And the weather's turning for the better here, so maybe in 2 days we'll get this thing in the air and we'll show you. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to start by putting the fuselage halves together. I just have it test fit. It only goes one way, but so I'm going to take some sandpaper, sand the inside of the fuselage and the piece that goes into it, and glue around the perimeter in here as well. But they say not to use CA, so use some welders or Yoo-hoo, pour, or epoxy, and get it and hold it together. And you don't want to put too much in there because you don't want it to squish out. And that'll take care of that. So we'll come back once that's done. But bam! Now we'll just hold that until it dries. Alright, so after that's dry, inside here you've got the wires that you pulled out of the tail. So there's the 3 of them. I put tape on them, but it's labeled here on the board. LED elevator rudder, and the polarity is marked as such. So go ahead and plug those in. So there's how they will look once they are completed. And then while you're gluing things, you're going to have this piece here will go in front of the horizontal. So you can see it's got tabs on it. It's only going to fit one way. So we'll glue that into place next. And then we'll move on to the elevator, which you'll plug in, which is marked, fit it into place, and you're going to use 2 of these screws to screw that down from the top here. Okay. Next, the rudder will key in. Then don't forget about this little dude that'll hook into the back. And then that'll screw in from the bottom with 2 screws. Alright, when you finish up the back, so the big part goes forward, then they will glue into here. Then that'll complete the tail. Then you'll have an antenna that will go into here, same deal, glue in. There'll be one on the top of the fuselage, and these 2 little guys go into the sides of the rudder. I'll show you that in a second. So the other big fin will go here. Then these guys here will go into the rudder. Can't find the slot. On each side. Next step, you'll be onto your wings. So you'll have these little boards are going to go up through here. This is for all the connections in the wing. So you're going to take your metal spar, which is going to go in here to set your dihedral. You're going to glue this into here, smear epoxy or some really good glue onto here and here, put the other one on. Then you're going to put it onto the fuselage. Obviously both wings at the same time. These will hold your wings together. You can see they are shaped accordingly, so they'll fit in certain places. And got arrows on this one. So they'll only fit one way. You can see it wasn't fitting the contour. But anyways, this will go in there. That will go on here. Then what you're going to do is bolt it down to the airplane while the glue is drying, holding the 2 wing halves together. That way the airplane will kind of use it, itself as a jig to make sure everything is tight and secure until this dries. I'm going to use a little bit of sandpaper and rough this up. I'll probably rough the spar up a little bit. There's really nowhere it can go, but so this face and the same face on the other wing, as they're going to be glued together. And you're not going to glue up here or glue it to the airplane, right? You're just going to glue these 2 mating surfaces of the wing itself and glue the spar in place. Here's my test fit. Just kind of holding it together here, seeing how it goes. So that's on wrong. I should mark that one. You can tell when it's in right, it'll fit down snug. So test fit complete. We'll go ahead and pull it back apart and put a bunch of glue on it, and we'll stick it on the airplane. So you can use your epoxy or whatever. I wouldn't use foam safe CA on this, but yeah, that's all that's to it. There, she's tight. Okay. That's that. We have an airplane. I know it's too big for you guys to see, but it's a complete one-piece airplane. Alright, next, so hooking up the cables, apparently the left and right wing plug into the left and right of the board, so you don't want to mix them up, that's what I understand. And it looks like a balance tab. They'll only connect in one way, like so. Okay, let that dry a bit and we'll be back. One other thing underneath the wing here, so you've got your seam, so you've got your tape. You'll see you have a big section for here. The longest piece will go in the middle, and then a little tiny sliver will fit right back here to cover up that seam. All right, guys, we got her bound up. I had to reverse the flaps for Spectrum, and the rudder was backwards for Spectrum as well, and the gear. So here's the first gear swing. So down inside here I can see it's like a little lock nut for the steering for the nose wheel. Make sure you check that, make sure yours is good. We're going to slow those down. We gotta check the throws in CG yet. I did chuck a 6S in there. Let's go ahead and get it on its feet for the very first time. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so I've just got my 6S 5200 SMC in there. Down in here on the plywood, it does have CG markers pointing out to, looks like right about here and here. So a little, quite a ways in front of there. If I just grab it for fun here, I know the canopy's not on. CG is spot on without the canopy, so got my battery, I don't know, about a finger's back or forward from this bulkhead. But we'll fine tune that in a bit. So got my receiver just flopping in the breeze. I'm going to mount that, I think, up against the wall up here. Should give it lots of range and keep it away from electrical goodies. And yeah, I mean, there's not too much left but the prop, so let's build that next. Okay, so we're going to build the propeller. So the blades, they're just going to push in here, like so. Obviously, you want all the white parts are going to be forward. Then you're going to take your bolts. If I can get one here. Put a washer on it. Run that through. The back, and then you're going to put your lock nut on the back. Then repeat 5 more times. Done. They gave you a spare bolt. Okay, now let's balance it and see how that works out. Alright, prop is done and balanced. It did have one heavier blade than the rest. Go ahead and put that on there. Okay, so that's just going to go onto there. Get your washer on. Looks the same on both sides. Get your nut on. There we go. I know you're impressed with my crescent wrench. Can't blame you. That's snugged up. Now we'll put this on, and we're going to use the final piece of the puzzle. Just going to screw into the center there. Okay. Sick. Okay, let me get the CG set in the throws and we'll be back, because that's all that's left. Can't believe how fast this built. Alright guys, CG set, throws are set, everything is set, flight modes on flaps are set. If you got any questions, let me know down below. So for my 5200, I have it all the way back, and that gets me right to the 70 millimeter range ish. So according to my little tool here, so that's just ahead of the mark that was in the fuselage. So we'll start there and see what happens and fine tune from there. So you can see where everything is in here. Where did I put the canopy? I'll button her up for you. Still can't get over how thick this canopy is. There we go. Anyway, let's see if I can show you guys the throws somewhat here. So you can see the ailerons up there, that's 100%. Then down, elevator, that's 100%. And then down. And rudder, I always leave 100% and just add expo. I never put a low rate on a rudder. But if you want to, the manual says elevator throw is 12 for low and 17 for high. Rudder is 8 for low, 16 for high. Ailerons are 8 for low, 20 millimeters for high. So, and then I've got my triple rates to throw everything in between there. And like I said, the CG is 70 to 80 millimeters. Flaps, it says to put 55 degrees, mid is 25. I just left it at full is where it goes. Half flaps is somewhere in between. Off is up. Then again, flight mode's tied to that switch, so you can trim it in flight. None of this goofy guessing on the ground like people do. And yeah, that's it for the build, I believe. If there's anything I can think of, or I'm forgetting of, please let me know down below. But here is the amazing Avios Super Tucano. We'll go outside here, get some glamour shots, because it's kind of cramped in this little space with, got my wife's car behind you there. So let's go outside and check it out. What a thing of beauty. Just look at that thing out here. That's just, wow. Can't say enough good. Hobbyking, Stuart, you guys are all superstars. Look at that airplane, that is just amazing. Pretty sick. Let's get that prop spinning, see how that looks. Heck yeah. Cannot wait to see that sucker in a fast flyby. So like, comment, subscribe, check out the links down below in the description if you're interested in one or anything else I use in my videos. Appreciate you guys making it to this point if you're still here. And next time you see this will be at the field. We're going to go for a maiden flight. So I am stoked and cannot wait. So we'll see you guys at the field. Thanks for watching. John VH RC out.